Well, I already sent the greeting. This is like a half a show, a quarter of a show that was already taken out. I had some technical difficulties, had some electrical issues, and the internet went down. So I just changed the title, went back in, or going back steady with the machine, and I'm just gonna pick up where I left off. I was talking about Travis Scott and his concert in Egypt to promote his latest project, Utopia. And the controversy that surrounds it is that he has exhibited peculiar rituals in relation to being a Freemason, which has not been confirmed. Um, with with a country such as Egypt, that is more stringent with its policies. It's not as freewheeling, of course, as the United States of America, and even the U.S. had, for a time, was cracking down on entertainers and people for their performances and their future performances, because this is going to be a future performance for Travis Scott on July 28th. But you have so many people running around, saying he's part of this group and part of that group, and nothing's been substantiated. But Live Nation is definitely backing him. They've sent a message. I'm going to paraphrase. It's all good. They're still up and running. They're still going for it. They're not going to stop. As far as they're concerned, everything is all right, and that's beautiful. That's great. It's wonderful for him to really bounce back from Astroworld, the tragedy that happened with people getting trampled, and I think at least two people died in that incident. So it's definitely a welcome, reminder that you can definitely overcome whatever issues may arise, or will be always be attached to his name. It's a sad shame, but it's true. Like I explained it myself. There's Astroworld's always going to be tainted, and it's always going to have an air of something that went wrong, something went terribly wrong. So it's a sad shame that happened, but it seems to me that Travis Scott is doing his thing no matter what, despite the fact that he had that setback, despite the fact that people are trying to do something. Lex Diamonds on the check-in. I think this is your first time in the room. I think let me make sure you may have come in before. Expect tonight's goal too. Today's goal, almost forgot. $20. I doubled it up. I doubled down. I was going for $10. I had one person in the $50 club who spent over $50 this month. So I was feeling myself. So I said, you know what? Double that. Take 10, make 10 more. So I'm asking for $20 tonight. From there. But Travis Scott, yeah, he had it in his mind, that he wanted to create an entire. He has like a universe. He has that, what the former, yeah, the artist formerly known as Kanye West had. He has an aura about him. He has a different way of presenting his projects that are different than a lot of other people. And like I said before, he's in McDonald's commercials. He's promoting, all kinds of stuff. He's all American now. He's a household name, mainly, to a point. Travis Scott. I can't name one song he made. I know that he made songs with Drake, but I can't even think of the name of the song. I just don't know. I didn't look that up. I didn't research that much. I'm gonna admit to that. I just looked at this story. It happened to be on allhiphop.com and Hot New Hip Hop. I said at least 2 out of 3 because my third one is Hip Hop DX. And I just went in. I just wanted to start that right from the jump. We got 3 people in here. Hope we respect that goal tonight or today, wherever you are. And it's $20. Chip in $2. I'm on a dinghy. I'm in a rowboat. Mr. Terrain's in a yacht. I haven't earned that placement yet. I haven't gotten to that plateau. So respect the $20 so I can make this show better. There's a shadow behind me. The lighting that I have is completely standard. This is not proper for viewing in on a camera. I need better lighting. I need better sound. I need a microphone. That all takes money. I'm putting it all into the show. I need it for to keep me surviving. I use it to survive too. The electric's got to get paid, utilities, everything that has to go into being in life. It's no joke. So make sure that I'm just doing this from the ground up. I looked at a YouTube video. The woman had like 5 cameras. She was going over. She was like, "This camera's $100. This camera's $600. This camera." I don't have that. I'm gonna admit to you right now. I don't have that lighting. Oh, this lighting is $500. This lighting is $2,500. But the thing she said at the end, what really got me was start anywhere, and that's what I did. I just started anywhere, and I'm making money because I'm being true and I'm being honest and I'm being myself. I'm not faking the funk. I'm faking it till I make it. Like these, I'll tell you, these shirts. It's just the same shirt over and over. I can admit to this right now. Over and over, it's the same shirt. It's clean for the most part. I don't have a ring around the neck. When the ring around the neck goes, then I'll take them to the cleaners. I have 6 people in this room right now. Lex Diamonds asks, how long you been sponsoring for the Star Report? I have been sponsoring for 9 years. I had to put that before him, but that's okay. I don't know. Maybe Mr. Terrain is live right now. I appreciate anybody that is in this, experience, despite the fact that Mr. Terrain is live. And you can be watching him. And I appreciate the 6 people that are watching right now. And I have 2 likes. So I know Lex Diamonds is in here. I don't know who else is here. If you also are in here, just put a 1 up. And so I can grab you and flip you upside down and shake out all your coins and dollars. Now it's been cut in half. I just said that, and 3 people are in here right now. But that's all right. I go astray. Travis Scott, bona fide, certified, qualified, one of the best rappers. Not one of my favorite rappers, but I have to give him credit for his style, the whole aura, the whole he has a different way of presenting himself. Like it reminds me in a sense. I'm not trying to compare everybody, but Tyler the Creator, he has that kind of that sensibility that is unexpected, and nobody really is really trying to understand what they are. They just are. They just are radical people that are trying to make a mark on the culture. That's part of the whole ideal. That's part of the whole mission. We have to celebrate and uplift these young people. Travis Scott is, I'm gonna see, I have to cheat. Let me cheat. See what his age is. He's 32. So he's kind of old. By hip hop standards, he's pretty up there. He's only 3 years younger than I am. So I don't see that the problem with him being with so many of these young people. young. He's younger than us. Courtney, good evening, by the way. Good to see you here. There's 0 people in here, but you're in here. I'm gonna say you're in here because YouTube is not that fast. So I guess you're still in here. I appreciate you, Courtney. Thank you for sticking around. No, it just with Travis Scott, it's a totally different understanding, you know? What do you mean are tripping? I don't know what you mean by YouTube streams. It was not YouTube if you're referring to me. It was my house. We're doing electrical work and the internet went out too, so I couldn't do the other stream. And I might cut this one short. I might do a half hour. 'Cause I don't feel like going that hard. So um prepare for stories. It's gonna be story time. That's when it really gets to 0. It's at 0 right now. It's gonna stay at 0 when I get to yeah. Okay, this is really okay. I watched stars and and was like, that's because you're on a cheap jitterbug phone that you borrowed from your grandmother. I'm just trolling. I'm just hating. I'm just messing with you. And another female YouTuber I watch. Okay, so it must be something with YouTube. YouTube's messing up. But it wasn't their fault for me. For me, it was our house. The electric went out and the internet went out. Okay. Uh I think, Travis Scott definitely, he has, ties to the Jenners and the Kardashian family, He still has ties. So I think he put a baby in is it Kindle? Let me make sure. Let me make 100% sure. Let me make 100% sure. Yeah, Kylie Jenner. Yeah, he put a baby in her, a daughter, back in 2018. She's 5. She's 5 years old. See, I'm looking at these songs. Rodeo. That was one with the doll on the monster truck, I think, or something like that. Debuted at number 3. Birds in the Trap Sing McKnight. I don't even know what that means, but the words sound right. Sounds poetic. Birds in the Trap Sing McKnight. There's a lot though. There's a few. He has of course Astro World. That's the one that really picked up. That's the one. Certified triple platinum. Debuted at the top of the Billboard 200 in the streaming world. 537,000 album equivalent units, of which 270,000 were pure sales. That means a lot. That means a lot to the points he gets on the albums. They talk about points. It's just how many you sell really in comparison. But that's what it is. Travis Scott, he's trying to do his thing. He didn't trample the 2 women, but you are liable in certain circumstances if people are hurt, or that's why you have indemnity clauses to protect you from when something goes crazy, like the Allstate commercials. Mayhem happens, and it's serious mayhem. People's lives get lost or taken from them. And you have to always protect yourself. You have to protect yourself at all times when it comes to this. That you have to be super protected. You have to be on guard. And now with Live Nation, you have the issue of people wanting to take into their own hands, letting the world know that this Travis Scott concert is going on. It's not going to stop, even with the peculiar rituals. Do we know what those peculiar rituals are besides the Freemasonry? And I read two posts about this, and I didn't see anywhere where they said who lobbed that idea about being the Freemasons in regard to Travis Scott. I didn't get that at all. I didn't understand that. I didn't really get that. But the peculiar rituals are what could, stop him from the license, but it didn't. That's what Live Nation is reiterating and, solidifying and making sure people do know the show will go on. Now, I'm cutting this one short. Cutting it short. I must do my stories now. And I have two people in the live chat or watching this right now. If you are scared, go to church. See, they're already getting scared. If you're getting scared, go to church. Get out of here because I'm going to tell my stories. You got one person left, and I think it's Courtney. Could be wrong, but we're going to see. The youngest, New Sweden University becomes the first institution of higher learning to graduate someone so young. New Sweden University commencement ceremonies include a speech by the head of the class, egregia cum laude, Barth Whitestar. At just 7 years old, the black boy had achieved the feat and entered the history books as the youngest graduate of a degree-granting institution. He went up and spoke with excellence and exactitude. Then he stepped down from the podium in uproarious applause. A Channel 30 reporter asked him what it was like to be so young and successful already. I know that I have a home on this planet. I'm not a pilgrim or a stranger in the land of riches. Like that one. I don't care if you don't like this one. I don't care. Why you do that for? I like that. It's funny. Still got one person watching. There it goes. There we go. This is all for the rebroadcast. All for the rebroadcast. 0 viewers. Dry times. A Delaware tributary has seen better days. It's got to be climate change, Peppy Peregrine spouted. Okay, and if we get rid of all the plastic bags in the world, there'll still be water here too, right? Chevy Hillman asked. Well, I don't think. Look, the globe's overall temperature is rising. This could be a direct effect of that. Peregrine piped up again. You got it all wrong. The likelihood is that internal combustion engines powered by oil and homes and businesses powered by natural gas and coal dried up in this place. Peregrine scoffed. Well, it's got to be something. It didn't just dry up, Peregrine pouted. There's no way. When it comes to climate change, I'm always thinking like everything's up for review. What does it mean? It means something different every time. So, for all that's worth, First day, a black man finds himself in a new and peculiar surrounding. They took him out of the trunk. He was gagged and bound. He was blackberry dark. He murmured through the duct tape. He tried his best to say, "Please don't hurt me." They didn't. They closed the trunk and got into the car and sped away. He trod by through the tape. A woman as white as alabaster came to his aid. She undid his constraints and placed her hand on his forehead. Get this man a doctor. It's his first day of college. They rushed him to the school and sat him on a table. It's all right, Dr. Funk said. Yeah, Dr. Funk. Oh, one more. Oh my God, that's the first. Oh, what? What? It's not a word? It's not a what? All right. So we're taking right that. Put it in this. 6 people were on here one time. Still at 0, I'm sure. Yep. Like his own, a black man uses a computer game and advances in more than just levels. It started out as a video game and then progressed into something larger. There was a feeling of accomplishment. His mind moved the box of matches. His arm moved and the screen responded. It was like his own. On the screen in real life, he could move the flammable material. His skin looked like walnuts. The same color appeared in the virtual realm. His arm stretched out some more. He continued on with the rhythmic impulses and out of the algorithm. He studied the system and the set of rules until it imprinted them on his brain. I've got this, he said. Yeah, that's fine. Still got a coconut. They ready. People get ready. They said, you know what? He about to get stories on. I don't know what. I want to hear that. You gotta have cake. A black man devises a different way to make a machine learn. One person in the room. I don't know who it is, but you're gonna be listening to some stories. You gotta have a cake. You gotta have cake. A black man. Okay, we said it already. And the time that it took for the blackberry colored black man to invent a wife, he rejoiced at her completion. He found it weird and wonderful that the sentient being didn't breathe. He was glad she started machine learning. She showed zeros and ones, and she looked like a portrait of a sculpture and the curves and electrical circuits. She spoke. You gotta have cake. The voice was melodic. He smiled. He lifted her in his arms. She was light and airy, like the confection she mentioned. He kissed her, and electricity surged. I'll name you Computer Love. That's right. Somebody liked it. One person liked it, damn it. Okay, here we go. Where's that? Oh, the time. A black man has way of manipulating the moment. Another person like this, by the way. In his time, black man Anders Gar never thought he'd possess the power. He walked and stopped and thought. Everyone and everything around him stopped as well. The time just froze with every thought. Then he thought again, and the whole city blocks resumed their activity. He marveled at this. Then a car struck him. He was still alive and injured considerably. He tried to think. He wanted a doctor desperately. He couldn't think clearly because he was unconscious. He lived in a dream about living and flourishing. He died without waking to change the time. No one helped him. Kind of dark, that's a Black Mirror kind of thing, more than time, Twilight Zone. To the skies. A black man looks at his chances of creating a new machine. A former engineer at Golden Motors, ebony-colored Maxer Frampton, took it in his pen and sketched the outlines for the flying car that could build, refuel, and pilot itself. Once given a set of algorithms, he turned to his sketches and put down his pen. And the way that he took the curves and lines of the street vehicle and an aircraft, it was listening to a concerto or making love or sipping wine. The machine completed building itself. It rolled outside and took to the air. In about 14 seconds, the machine fell into the ground. It flew, he said. Kind of funny, kind of sad. Black as oil. A black man observes machine learning at a fracking site. See how many people watching? 3 people. Okay, Poe Malone is getting sleepy and getting tired at my boring stories. I like my stories. I think they're fun and engaging. But if you don't like them, Poe Malone, that's all right with me, because there's 2 people watching with you. Don't hate. Donate. 2 people in here, so I'm not mad. It's more than I usually have. The board restored fracking in Delaware. As black as oil himself, Silo Vortex enjoyed the freedom of extracting the fossil fuel like the Texas tea, from the second largest state to the second smallest state. In his home state of Delaware, he found himself going down to the site and witnessing the machines. The machine learning of these particular sets of robots looked like nothing he had ever witnessed. He looked at the natural gas as if expelled from the inner recesses of the earth. A smile made his teeth seem whiter against his black flesh. He took hands readily. It's pretty, on the money. One person hanging on. That's all right. And I said to Pope Malone, you come in here, you can get bored. That's fine with me. But as long as you leave a like, leave some money, and then go out, that's fine too. Come on with it. I'm all about that action. On the force, a black engineer makes a decision to employ machine learning for the police. There was no sweat or blood loss or inactivity. The machine learning of these police officers meant that the robots would handle routine traffic stops and suicide or police situations. The amount of presence of these machine learning devices increased with cherry wood-colored Saxby McFitzgerald. He helmed the project and made it possible for him to correct an instruction. In this case, the gun shook. The machine had learned enough to direct heat at the world-beat shooter, and the other robots rushed in and apprehended him. McFitzgerald knew that this would be the way things would go. Let's go. Again, it's not somebody loves baby. I'm not going to say another word because it's going to be a copyright strike. I'm not about that life. All right. One person's still hanging on. Not saying anything in the top chat, but that's fine too. Keep it cool. I don't care. I mean, I care, but I'm not going to get hung up about it. So this is the last story. Last story of the night. An act of reason. A black man looks at his learning machine's search. With skin the color of chestnuts, miner Xerxes outlined a plan for Delaware to be a fully functional fossil fuel state. He slashed through propositions for greener ideas to be passed as bills. He welcomed new thoughts on machine learning that would draw more oil, natural gas, and coal from the Diamond State. In his fashion, he had drawn a following on both sides of the aisle and made deals with compromising on politics, not principles. Xerxes ensured that he could find as many fossil fuels from the tiny state as possible. He tested everyone in an act of reason. Like that one. Perfect timing. Thank you for rolling with me. I do appreciate everyone. Did not meet my goal. That's fine. Nothing. I'm not mad at that. My goal was $20 tonight. 0 people are watching. I'm talking to the rebroadcast folks. Thank you very much for your time, and I will see you on Wednesday evening. Hopefully, I won't have any electricity or internet issues. All right. Take care.